You won't kill me out of some misplaced sense of self-righteousness. And I won't kill you because you're just too much fun. I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
Why so serious?
And there it is.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Hit me! Hit me! Hit me!
I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Come on, hit me. Hit me! Hit me! Hit me! Hit me!
Oh, excuse me. I want to drive.
And then I hit him. Wait, you killed him?
Yes.
Didn't kill him.
Oh.
He's in the hospital in a full body cast.
Hey, he's not dead. Batman doesn't kill.
Do you want to know how I got these scars? I'm totally quoting Haishi.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, welcome everybody to Talk This Way. I'm your host, Andrew Luttrell, and these are my co-hosts, Brandon Milam
Well, hi.
and Ethan Russell.
What's going on?
We switched up the seating a little bit, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so this is our podcast, Talk This Way. This is a podcast about movies where we will give a brief synopsis of the plot and then talk a little bit more about other things in the movie and then play a game with, with information from the movie, basically. So if you're just joining us, thank you for listening. Be sure to, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to write a review once this episode is over. Tell us what you thought. And then, be sure to check out our Patreon at Talk This Way at patreon.com. And then follow our Instagram, or follow the podcast Instagram at Talk This Way, the podcast. Or follow my Instagram, Andrew_Luttrell. So, yeah, follow those for more podcast information. So,
But most of all, that Patreon. Get
But
that
most of all,
Patreon,
the
fam.
Patreon.
yes. So the cool thing about the Patreon, which I plan on revamping it for season 2, which is coming up, but right now the cool thing about the Patreon is everything is so cheap and you get way more reward because we're still trying to grow. So right now the lowest Patreon, I think, is $1 a month, and it's like you get like VIP, quote unquote VIP, access to like helping us choose what movies we watch, a free sticker, like, I mean, you should go check it out because there's a lot of other benefits with that. So
Maybe I should join the Patreon.
maybe. You want to see a magic trick? I'm going to make this pencil Thank you for shoving my head into the pencil.
You're welcome. Hey.
For our audio listeners.
Yes.
I thought my jokes were bad.
The Joker is obviously probably the biggest, I mean, he's the villain of this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're here to rate the actual villain of this movie. So we're going to debate it and figure out which villain of this movie is the villain of Batman the Dark Knight. So
Okay.
I believe our contenders are obviously the Joker, but I mean, the Scarecrow was in it too, so we got to put him in. He wasn't in it for very long, but he was in there. He was in there, and he was our number one for Batman Begins, so he's got to go in there. And then the gang, you know what I mean, like the mob. Is that what you would call that?
Were they in this one?
The group. You know what I'm talking about? The group
Oh,
around the table.
yeah, I guess they were in that
Remember?
one. Yeah, that's true.
Don't forget about the accountant.
Yes.
Yes, he was. Yep, let's put him in there.
We're missing a huge one, though.
And no one cares about Two-Face, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was about
yeah,
to
I'm
say
kidding.
Two-Face.
Two-Face is the
Two-Face
fifth.
is pretty big.
That's a lot of people. Okay, Joker, Two-Face, Mob.
Joker, Two-Face, and Mob sounds the best. Because honestly,
Yeah, 'cause the other guy
Scarecrow was in
doesn't
it for
matter.
3 minutes.
Yeah, plus he
like-
was our first one, so let's just nix that.
Oh, there's one more. Arguably the new actress for Rachel.
She is the villain of the
That's
actual
my
movie.
opinion.
Because
You know what? Let's do it. Let's put her in
Yeah,
there because
okay.
she's
Okay.
trash.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so four. So we got the Joker, Two-Face, Mob, and Rachel.
Yes. Sounds like a good.
I love that she is in this. Okay, so let's see if we can go through the list, starting with the Joker. Why should he be the villain of this movie?
Okay, well, why Joker should be the main villain of this movie? Well, first off, I mean, he has the most integral part of the entire story, like
Right,
from
right.
a villain standpoint. And like,
From a story standpoint.
well, yeah, true. And I think he literally does, because so much of the next movie is like the after effects
Yeah.
of like not after effects, but the aftermath of like
Well, it's
what
because-
the Joker has done.
Yeah, it's
You know,
because of what Joker did that Bane is able to do all these other
Yeah,
things.
it's such a lasting effect, which is why I feel like he's the biggest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like he was probably Batman's most formidable foe when it comes to just mentally and like, you know what I mean?
This
Like,
is what happens when an unstoppable force means
Means
an
an-
immovable object. I
Mhm.
botched that like crazy.
it's true though.
That's close.
Anyway, but yeah, that's so true. And I mean, if you think about it, the Joker created Two-Face.
Mhm.
Two-Face, Harvey Dent wouldn't
Harvey
be
Dent
Two-Face.
wouldn't be there. Two-Face wouldn't be there if it wasn't,
If
for,
it wasn't
Joker,
for Joker.
I needed an
Okay.
ace in the hole. Mine was Harvey Dent.
So. Mine was Harvey Dent.
Well, and we also gotta. I mean, you gotta give the what's the word? The credit to Heath Ledger. I mean,
R.I.P.
we could debate this forever, and we might one day because there's technically 3 Joker movies out right now, which is this one, Suicide Squad, and then Joker. If you want to think about it that way, but we're not going to do that.
We gotta hold out for the Batman.
We
though.
don't. We don't
never
talk
know.
about
Right,
Suicide.
right.
We don't talk about Jared Leto's Joker.
No,
we don't
but
do that.
anyway, I would argue Heath Ledger best Joker, like by far. Heath Ledger did so much for this role. I mean, he died for this role, basically, right? If you think about it, he did.
Yeah.
Rip. But, you know, it's just one of those things. I feel like he deserves, and he's gotten a ton of credit for this movie. This movie was dedicated to him, but, you know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. So that definitely plays into it. So that's for the Joker. What about for Two-Face? Why would he be a contender?
He's really he kind of feels two-dimensional to me. Maybe it's because like he didn't really. What'd I say, man?
You said two-dimensional.
Almost died.
tell
I
me you
choked
get
on
it.
that drink.
Two-dimensional. Two-Face.
Yeah, it's not that funny. Anyway.
Oh, come on. That was pretty funny. The fact that you didn't say it, like, you said it unironically was the best part about it.
Two-Face, he felt very two-dimensional to me.
I'm sorry.
Well,
He's just
honestly, I'm kind of split down the middle on this one.
Oh, are you? Are you?
Yeah.
I see. All right, we're reaching into the dad jokes.
I thought it'd be funny, but I think it'd be that funny.
I'm sorry, that was really
I think it's me and Andrew both going at the same time, reacting the same way.
He laughed, which made me laugh, but I was drinking something, so it almost came out, which made him laugh more.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I agree. It wasn't that funny, but because of what just happened, it was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
Well,
I'm sorry.
what was
Keep
my
going.
main point? I think most of like what makes him interesting comes from the Joker,
Yeah.
and he plays a pretty significant part, even though he's like dead in the third movie.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
I mean, it's true though. I didn't even think
But
about
that
that.
again, that just circles back to Joker. Like he did that.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, the Joker's just too important to the story for that, for at least for Heath Ledger to be, right, you know, above him. So I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like not Heath Ledger, Two-Face. Yeah. Anyway, so the mob, they played a big role as the kind of they weren't really as big for the, like, according to the Joker's plot, I guess, to take over Gotham. Like, I feel like if they weren't there, he still would have been able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know necessarily if the mob was that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't that. Enough from the clown.
Let's not
Blow this out of proportion.
You think you can steal from us and just walk away?
Yeah.
This movie is so
Yeah.
quotable. That's what I love about it.
Netflix. You think you can just steal from us and walk away? Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that meme. Yeah, the mob deserves to be on that list, but it's definitely not going to be the main villain of this movie. So
I
we
think it
can
was just a plot
rule that out.
device.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's how I felt
It's
about it.
not a bad
too.
one, but
Yeah.
And then we have
it is
Rachel,
what it is.
Right.
Ooh, Rachel.
which I would say,
Garbage.
I mean, she's garbage.
Jake Gyllenhaal, sister. Not a good actor.
She's okay, but I just don't like her as much as the original Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Reacher.
Reacher.
Jack Reacher. But seriously, yeah, like I don't know. I mean, she's still good. Like, don't get me wrong. I didn't think she was necessarily bad.
Right.
But like, it was just kind of like, it's like you're okay, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
Yeah. I'm exaggerating when I say she's trash. I just like saying that.
You should feel so bad watching this. You are garbage.
I want her to be the main villain so bad, just so that we could say that Rachel was the main villain.
It's
But
got to
we
be
wouldn't-
Joker,
we wouldn't
fam.
Be, yeah, we wouldn't be doing this movie justice if we
I
didn't
feel
say
like
it.
for
We could give
me,
her third place.
I would give her second place.
Really?
Mm.
I mean, I'm
She
going
didn't-
Joker first, Two-Face second. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. And then I could give Rachel that third spot.
Okay.
Rachel's worse than the mob.
Yeah.
But
I agree. She was worse than Mob.
but I honestly, my
forgot
number one
Harvey-
pick is Joker.
I forgot that Harvey Dent killed like 4 people, and 2 of them were cops. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that. That's true. Cool.
Well-
so the Joker is the villain of this movie. So that puts. Oh, so now that we have 2, right now, let's rate which one. So out of the whole trilogy, right now, who's better, Joker or Scarecrow?
Joker.
Yeah. Okay.
That ain't
no
even
debate
a-
there.
That ain't even a debate.
No
fam.
debate there.
Don't get me
I will
wrong,
say
love-
though, Scarecrow is in all 3 movies consistently.
that is nice. Yeah,
I still love the character, but
he's still dope. But
Yeah, not
after the
Joker.
first one, he's just whatever. They threw his character out the window. He's like,
Mhm.
he's just gonna be a cameo in
Yeah.
each movie, and that's about it. So
Which is cool. I mean, but it's
Yeah.
also Christopher Nolan, like his whole thing where he takes actors from previous movies and puts them in his movie. You know what I mean? Like he kind of stays with the same actors in a sense,
yeah,
as cameos and whatnot.
yo.
Anyway, cool. So yeah, Joker, Scarecrow. All right. So here are some small facts about this movie in case you haven't watched it or you want to catch up a little bit before we go into everything. Directed by Christopher Nolan, like I had said before, Batman: The Dark Knight was the first narrative feature to use an IMAX camera, and the very first comic book movie to ever win an Oscar for Best Acting. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I know that.
Yeah, which I don't know if you've seen those IMAX cameras, but like you've seen the normal movie cameras that are like on those stands and there's somebody sitting in a chair looking at a screen. There's this big old camera. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? You've seen those background
Yeah.
things?
Yeah.
I'll show a picture of what I'm talking about for the video version of this. But if imagine that just way bigger, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
an IMAX camera it's essentially that, but it's huge. Like there's a seat that's like behind it. Like I'll show you guys pictures later, but it is huge and a lot of money. So yeah, this was the first narrative feature to use an IMAX camera. So, all right. So here's the story summary from IMDb. So let's see how good this one is. Set within a year after the events of Batman Begins in 2005, or they came out in 2005, Batman, Lieutenant James Gordon, and new District Attorney Harvey Dent successfully begin to round up the criminals that plague Gotham City, until a mysterious and sadistic criminal mastermind, known only as the Joker, appears in Gotham, creating a new wave of chaos. Batman's struggle against the Joker becomes deeply personal, forcing him to confront everything he believes and improve his technologies to stop him. A love triangle develops between Bruce Wayne, Dent, and Rachel Dawes.
Well, damn.
That is the best one we've heard so far.
It's not bad. I felt like it stopped very abruptly.
It did. That's true. But I don't think it spoiled anything.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
didn't. Mhm.
You can kind of guess. I mean, a little bit with the love triangle, but that doesn't really spoil what happens. It just says that there is one, which you can guess probably from the trailer that there would be. So
Yeah,
It's definitely better than the last several
lots
Yeah.
of everyone's
Plots
been
we've heard.
I don't even know why.
yeah,
that kind of
This
like
one-
skip half of it.
This one sounded like somebody was paid to write that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay, so the box office for this movie, or the budget for this movie was $185 million.
All right.
Opening weekend, it made $158 million.
Dang.
So not quite there, but gross USA, it made $535 million.
Holy crap.
Cumulative worldwide gross, 1 billion.
There we go.
It passed the
Oh,
1 billion mark.
It made
and
so much money off that. Holy crap.
Yes.
Welcome to the
It
1B
made a
club.
ton of money.
Heck yeah.
And I can't remember, but I think this was one of the first superhero movies to ever hit that mark. I'm pretty sure. So
That's crazy.
I can't think of any others before that.
yeah, I mean 2000. When was this? 2008. Yeah. So
There's might have been a little bit before Avatar, but I think Titanic was there before that though. Titanic.
oh yeah,
made
Titanic
so
is
much.
old.
Yeah, Titanic made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like the second.
But it's not a
highest-
superhero movie though. That's what it's saying. This
That's
is
true.
like one of the first superhero movies. Anyway, so yeah, 1 billion. The first movie made 373 million worldwide gross.
Dang.
So it almost quadrupled or tripled its earnings, I guess.
I mean, hey, they needed that extra money for the bat goggles in the second one.
This is true.
All right. So now we're going into the Two Truths and a Lie game that is so famously known on this podcast. So basically, I take 2 truths or 2 pieces of IMDb trivia, and I put them on a list, and then I make a lie. I make up a trivia, I guess, and then they have to guess which one is the lie. So right now, Ethan is pretty much in the lead as far as wins.
Bro, you already know
but-
who it is.
Trash.
Shoot.
But
Give me that crown right now.
Brandon is sitting in Ethan's chair.
Don't jinx it.
I'm gonna lose.
Here is the first one. The first one is, during the hospital scene, when the Joker is dressed as a nurse, his name tag reads Matilda, after Heath Ledger's daughter. The second one is, being widely debated by fans and reporters everywhere, the picture from on set where Heath Ledger is ollieing over Batman with a skateboard is in fact real and not a Photoshop. And the third one, while filming the chase scene with the Joker and the SWAT team, or the SWAT vans, one of the only 4 IMAX cameras in the world at the time was destroyed. Which one is the lie?
Third one.
The IMAX camera being destroyed?
Can you repeat that second one about the skateboard? I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
So, being widely debated by fans and reporters everywhere, the picture from on set when Heath Ledger is ollieing over Batman with a skateboard is in fact real and not a Photoshop. Have you seen that picture?
No.
It was like all over the place, and people were like saying, "Oh, this is crazy that Heath Ledger would, it's in that scene where like, Batman wrecks his motorcycle and he's like jumping on top of him. He's like, "Can you just give me a second?" You know what I mean? That you remember that
Oh,
scene? So it's like
okay.
while they're filming that scene, he had a skateboard and ollied over him or something. But people argue that it's a Photoshop because in that scene he also jumps over Batman to start taking his knife out and talking to him. You know what I mean? So people debated that it was a Photoshop or it was real, whatever.
That's really out of left field though. Like it's very little to do with the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean it's IMDb trivia, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. But you're going with the third one?
Mm-hmm.
The IMAX camera being destroyed?
Yeah.
I'll go with the second one.
With the second one?
Yeah.
Brandon, you're right.
Dang.
Really?
Yep, that is
There
in
you
fact a Photoshop.
There you go.
Well, dang. Okay.
Shoot.
Yes.
Here we are. Off to a good start.
I can't remember exactly, but it was. Oh, I wish I had remembered. Man, I wish I'd wrote it down. But that IMAX camera was destroyed, and they had to get a new one. So the only 4 that existed in the entire world, right? Yeah,
That's
in the entire
trash.
world was destroyed.
Y'all, they better
That's
take
sad.
That much money gone.
they better take better care of them cameras, fam. Like
That's what
shoot.
I'm saying. All right, here's our second
How
one.
many do you have?
I don't know. I think I have maybe 5,
Okay.
4 or 5. Okay. So
I
here's
got
the
time to
first
catch
one.
up.
The reason the costume department changed the Batsuit for this film was because of Christian Bale not maintaining the muscle weight from Batman Begins and gaining more body fat. The second one is the Batman theme is heard only twice in this movie. And then the third one is during the chase scene when the Joker takes over driving the semi after his driver is killed, the bullet holes in the windshield form a smiley face.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Mm-hmm. Christian Bale is so like
It didn't
he
say
is
that he
so
was fat.
devoted
It didn't
to
say that he
making
was
sure
fat.
he's got such a good physique for all of his movies. He wouldn't do
I
that.
feel like he lost weight
Yeah,
for this one.
because his suit is more slim.
He was looking a little thicker in the first one.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Is that true, or are you guys getting
Y'all
that
want to
backwards?
go in on this one, Brandon?
On the
Low-key?
first one?
On the first one, you want to do that?
Hey.
That sounds the most.
Let's do it. Why
Let's
not?
do it. All right,
What we
number
got
one.
to lose?
You're right.
All
I
right.
told you. I knew there was no way.
I tried to divert you. I was like, "Are you sure you guys aren't confused?"
Fam. Christian Bale's the person who
I
played
know,
the
I
vice
know.
president.
Yeah, I know.
Dick Cheney, and that man gained so much weight.
Yeah.
Man went
Just-
from The Machinist to Vice. Like,
Yes, like he is
Crazy.
such a freaking like
He went
everything
from American
actor.
Psycho to whatever movie he did after that. Anyway,
Whatever. movie.
I'm just kidding. Okay,
I don't know what else. Funny.
here's the next three. The first one is when Harvey holds the Joker at gunpoint in the hospital scene. You can see that the Joker is actually holding the revolver's hammer with his finger, thus preventing the shot in case Harvey's coin lands on the bad side. And the second one is the Joker's makeup was composed of 3 pieces of stamped silicone, which took less than an hour to apply to Heath Ledger on each day of shooting. And then the third one is, while Heath Ledger did ad-lib many lines of dialogue in this film, his arguably best ad-lib never made it into the final cut of the movie. His best ad-lib was during a scene where he was being interrogated by Batman and began to bring up things about Bruce Wayne's past, with his parents dying, which made Christian Bale start to cry to match the seriousness of Ledger's statement. Christopher Nolan wanted so badly for this line to stay in, but could not find any way to make it into the flow of the scene.
Number
Which
one.
one is the lie? The first one?
Yeah.
His thumb being in front of the hammer of the gun, so that if he did pull the trigger, it wouldn't work.
That
Okay.
sounds
Because
believable.
your hand is not gonna stop a trick like a hammer. I mean, I don't think it would. Because even if you did, that seems very I don't know. That seems very unrealistic. So yeah, that's the one I'm going with.
Okay. What about you, Brandon?
I'm feeling the third one, honestly.
The ad lib.
Yeah, I mean that feels a little drawn out, but again, it sounds like something that would be on the IMDb trivia.
I don't know, man.
But you know, last time you said someone was like that emotional over a scene and ended up being false. So I'm sticking with that one.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
You do that every single time. You sure?
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You can't turn back.
Brandon's right.
Oh my god.
Seriously, bro?
It's this chair.
It's the chair.
It's this chair.
This is garbage,
It's
bro.
100% the chair. All the answers are just
I just-
in the chair.
Okay, I need to stop thinking Andrew can't pull all this crap out of his butt all the time. That's literally like 3 paragraphs, fam. You're just
Yep.
like... you're
Okay,
just
you
like,
know how I
"Ooh."
knew that was it? Because that was the most believable.
yep.
That's so trash.
You're getting too good at this.
I thought that just seems so stupid that there's no way that is like false, because that's just so obvious.
Mhm.
But I guess it being so obvious was still...
You should know by now that if anything has to do with any sort of emotion from an actor or a director,
Bruh,
it's
I mean,
bull.
you thought
fell out of his chair
he
with
fell
excitement.
out of his chair. Okay.
During the train sequence, Sam Raimi almost fell out of his director's chair because of the intensity and amazing acting done by all of the actors in this film. And then the third one,
Hey, watch Talk This Way,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man 2.
2.
That's
an
a good
inside
episode.
joke.
I didn't even know which one that was from.
It took me a while to figure it out too, but
God, that was funny.
dang,
Okay.
I'm losing 3-1. Shoot, can
Dang.
I even win?
We
I
got
can
2
tie.
more. You can.
I can tie if Brandon loses
Yes,
both of
yeah.
these, and I
I'm
win
only
both.
1 point ahead. Whoa.
What?
No,
There you
you're
go.
2
No,
points.
2
2 points
points.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 1 point. You have 2. Or
Yo, this last round,
You have 3.
it's about. We're gonna see
because
what
you
it
got the
is,
same
but
point that he did.
we're gonna
Okay.
do it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Don't look over here.
I'm not.
While filming in Chicago, Wanted from 2008, that film, was the neighboring production, and Morgan Freeman worked concurrently on both movies at one point. Wanted comic book writer Mark Miller visited the set of Batman the Dark Knight, but without permission. The security and Lauren Schuler Donner, I don't know who also visited the set at the time. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's somebody in Wanted. Caught Miller sitting on the bat pod. Miller was escorted away from the set. The second one is the Narrows can be seen in the background during the drone shot scene over the 2 boats filled with prisoners and regular people. And then the third one is off-duty Chicago police officers played Gotham police officer extras, along with officers from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee.
That seems way too unnecessary. But it's it's Christopher Nolan, so
I want to stick with that one because kind of went everywhere for that.
yeah.
Like
Why would they
and
just go
Tennessee.
with so many
The movie
different
was
places?
filmed in Chicago. That's just a fact. That's not anything to debate. So
Yeah, but you said they pulled officers from Tennessee, what?
and Ohio
And Ohio.
and Illinois.
And Illinois.
There's no way. There's no way.
I don't know. I don't
That's
think so.
so crap that I think it's actually true. And it's not false.
This is something you would probably
Here's
make up.
okay, viewers. I'm gonna tune in real quick about something. Andrew is notorious for taking a truth and switching about 2 words out of it and being
No,
like, "It
that's
was
not
false."
true.
Oh.
That's not true. I said that I don't do that. I either take a IMDb trivia truth and I make it completely backwards, where it's just not true at all, or
Oh.
I take inspiration from that and create something else.
Oh, I see. So it's number 1.
Yeah, it's the third one.
The third one,
Mm-hmm.
God,
you
please.
guys are both wrong.
Seriously, what was the second one?
The Narrows being able to be seen from that.
That
those
is
ships.
literally the most
That's the one I made up.
It's the most realistic
That's
one out of
dumb.
that whole thing.
Man, you didn't think about that one at all.
Nope. I was getting to the end and I was like, I don't know
that's
what to
just
say.
something that's like that makes sense. It's just a cool. It's just a cool Easter egg, in the background.
Big brains. Big brains.
At least you didn't say something like, the word Batman was only said 5 times, not 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You've
Okay,
done
you're
stuff
right. I
like
did
that,
I
okay?
did that. You're right.
Audience.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
All
I did
right,
do
that's
that.
good.
We're just
Fine.
dogging on Andrew tonight.
You're like,
forgive
I don't
you.
care who wins at this point, which is probably going to be Brandon because you can't even tie now.
No.
The chair.
Triple points.
No, do you want to make it double points?
Double points
That
so
way
we
you
can
always
tie.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Just for fun, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't have to if you don't want to. But
Let's do it. No, you
I
can do
don't
it.
want to.
I want
All
to
right.
win.
Here's the third one, and the last. I think it's the last one. Yeah, it is the last one. All right. The first one is the phone inside the inmate's stomach during the Joker's jail escape
Was real.
was CGI and used no cosmetic makeup. The second one is the hospital that was exploded by the Joker was a candy factory in Chicago and took several tons of directed explosive to simulate the entire building exploding. The aerial shot of the building exploding used added CGI. The third one is 39 vehicles are crashed, shot, blown up, bumped, or otherwise involved in some sort of violence in this movie.
First one.
First one. Shit. No, I can't choose that now.
Well, you can,
Why do you say the first one?
because those 2 I've read about. Like I know those are true.
You're saying the first one is true?
No, I'm saying the other 2 I've read and I've heard have been true.
You explained the second one. So
The second one I remember seeing. I know that's true
Yeah.
because I've seen that before. Like they blew up an old candy factory. I've read that, so I know that's already true. So it's literally the third or the first one, and the third one, they did so much car carnage in that. But knowing you probably said like it's
This-
actually not 39, it's 38.
This said 39.
And
I mean, do you really think it was like, well, yeah,
okay, third one.
39?
No, I'm gonna go third one. No. We got it. We got to keep. Hey, if we did both, there'd be no tension because we both picked the same one. I'm picking 3.
1.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure.
We're both wrong, right?
No, you're right, Brandon. It was the first one.
All right, that's what I thought.
Bro, I got my ass beat.
It's this
Like-
chair.
I
It's this chair.
was trying to say something, but then it came across as like I was trying to persuade you to not choose that one. So I stopped myself, and then you chose that one, and I was like, no, wait, don't do that.
It just looked like I copied you because, like you said at
I
first,
know.
I was like, oh.
That's okay.
No. I mean, it's okay. You can have
But
your win.
you were right.
You deserve it.
That phone that was in his
Yeah.
stomach was not real. Like, it wasn't really in his stomach, but there was no CGI.
Yeah.
That was makeup.
Yes.
Garbage,
They took an
bro.
actual phone and then did makeup on his stomach.
Like, that's not that hard to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And that dude wasn't that fat. A lot of that, like in the pictures that I saw, he was, it was like a
Pretty skinny
prosthetic.
dude.
My insides
wasn't-
burn.
It's pretty skinny dude. Pretty skinny dude.
All right. That was fun. So Brandon won.
I retire.
Okay. Brandon deserves a win. So, are you leaving?
You're just leaving? All right.
Brandon's like, I'm done with the
Well,
podcast.
I don't know if you want to, because we got alternate endings now.
I don't have any
I don't have it.
yet.
Oh man, no. Okay, so that was funny. All right, alternate ending. So basically, I reach out to you guys and ask for you to send us what you think an alternate ending of this movie should be, or if you were in the director's seat, how would you have changed it? What would you have done differently? And so basically, I ask you that. If you want to leave an alternate ending, go to patreon.com/talkthisway, like I mentioned before, or go to my Instagram at Andrew_Luttrell or the Talk This Way podcast Instagram. All three of those is where I take the alternate endings from, but Patreon gets the priority. So if you become a Patreon, yours is definitely going to make it in.
Okay.
Anyway, so we got 4 of them today, and then a 5th one from Ethan. So
You're right.
I'm excited. Yeah, what?
For once.
Oh. Yeah, so this is going to be cool. All right, so the first one is from Salty Cow on Instagram, and it says, what if, similar to what Brandon said last episode, Hugo Strange is either an end credit scene or is introduced at the end of the movie as an influencer to Gotham's mayor and starts the process of him taking control over Gotham?
Oh, I like that
Oh,
one.
that was. Oh!
Oh, that's
actually really good.
I'm disappointed I didn't think of that at first.
That one's really.
Holy crap.
Mhm.
Salty cow
Jinx.
out here, dude.
Right? With
Shoot.
that dope name.
All right, salty cow. Yeah, all right, I got you.
That ties in perfectly what I said last time.
Bro, that's awesome.
Because it could work. I mean, if you think about it, after Bane blows up the bridges, Gotham City is essentially Arkham City. You know what I mean? Like, all the criminals take over.
Mm-hmm.
So instead
Yeah.
of Bane being the main guy, Hugo Strange is the main guy. Copy,
that would be-
paste.
Yo, that'd be so lit.
You're like in deep thought. You're like,
Bro,
It just threw me off track. I've been trying to think of something this whole time.
that's lit, dude.
I can't top
man.
that already.
No, that's okay. That one was really good. But
Thank you, salty cow.
Thank you.
yes, thank you. So the second one is from Wishful Thinking with 2 eyes in the ing for some reason.
Of course.
4, I5. Anyway, he or she says, I would have switched the actor who played the Chinese man who Batman kidnaps in Hong Kong with Jackie Chan. I
You
can
know
tell
what?
if that's just racist, but I laughed and I wanted to put it in here. So
I mean,
it would be kind of funny and
you
kind of cool.
are you kidding me? Like,
I don't know if Batman could have kidnapped him. I feel like he would have fought back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I
Batman,
think there would be a fight scene there.
He would have.
Yeah.
He wouldn't come home empty-handed.
He would have, or he wouldn't have.
He would have,
Oh, okay.
because
Yeah.
you can't beat, especially on home turf. Oh, that's so bad.
Is Jackie Chan from Hong Kong? I don't think he is.
Well, he's somewhere over there.
Do I need to look up Jackie
He's-
Chan's
he's
race for
somewhere
y'all?
over there. I mean, he's Chinese, but I don't know if he's from China or Hong Kong.
He's from both. They're all the same.
He was born in. Okay, that is getting cut immediately.
I'm sorry.
This whole bit's gonna get cut. I knew it was gonna get here
I'm from Hong
somehow.
Kong.
Oh my God. Okay,
All right.
the third one. Oh my God, it's from Master J. Gordon.
Of course.
I love you,
That's
man.
my dude.
The
That's
G.
my dude.
Yep. He says, more backstory on the Joker. Before the Joker movie came out last year, we had little to no backstory of him. I would have loved to have seen that in this movie. So I guess coming from a place of like, imagine the Joaquin Phoenix Joker had not, like, it's not out yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that kind of rushed at the beginning of this movie, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, or set up in a way that, which is funny because I would argue that the Joker movie that did come out is a prequel to this. And that the person who shot Bruce Wayne's parents in that alleyway at the end of Joker is Heath Ledger. You know what I
See,
mean?
that was gonna be my alternate ending.
I'm so sorry.
It was formulating in my brain.
Oh, no. Should I read this last one?
Yeah, go ahead. Mine's a little bit different, but it's related.
Okay. Well, this last one is from Paul Lohman. I hope that I'm saying that right. And he says, during the final moments where Harvey talks to Batman while preparing to kill Gordon's son, after Batman says Joker chose him because you were the best of us, he wanted to prove that someone as good as you could fall. Harvey then looks at a puddle and sees his own reflection and what he has become. He then puts the gun to his head and is going to kill himself while Batman is trying to talk him out of it. Batman tries to disarm him, but he shoots himself before he can reach it.
Damn.
That's actually so good, dude.
Mhm.
Dude, I
That's what
actually
I'm
like
saying.
that. And it actually segues into mine a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Like-
oh, that's right.
It's kind of close to that, but well, not close to that, but it's the same scene. It's kind of what I'm going to be
But
talking
this was
That's
like
so
this was
good.
really, really good.
about.
Like,
Dude, I like that.
it puts a different. It makes it not seem like Harvey Dent's death was an accident. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because
kind of
it kinda
was.
was.
It kind of was.
Because if Batman could have, he probably would have saved it. You know what I mean? He had to grab the kid and Harvey. So take the kid out of it. He only has to save Harvey, but then he can't. So that helps a lot for freaking Dark Knight Rises because Bruce Wayne and Batman or whatever is like heartbroken over the fact that he couldn't save him. He's actually toiling with it in that movie. So it's like that sets up that way better because it actually is Batman's fault in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Thanks, Paul.
All right.
All right, Ethan, what's yours?
Finally have an alternate ending, which I'm going to fumble across because I'm sort of thought about it on the fly, but just bear with me here,
You're
guys.
good. You're
Okay.
good.
So on that scene, regarding that scene as well is kind of where mine comes from.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Batman is fighting the Joker. And after he defeats him, that's when he goes to, try to help Gordon and all that,
Right.
My alternate ending would be that Batman was too late. Okay? Batman was too late, and he got there at the aftermath of... I'm not going to say this is... So he gets there, and Gordon and Barbara and the other girl, they're all...
Wait, Gordon and Barbara and the other girl? I
Yeah.
thought it was Gordon, Barbara, and then their two sons, and that was it. There was no
Yeah.
other girl.
No. There was a girl and a son.
Really?
Mhm.
I thought it was two sons. Am I
No.
wrong?
I think the youngest one was a boy, and then there was an older.
There was an older girl.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah.
we could both be wrong, but
I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that. Regardless.
Yeah. I'll
Regardless.
prove it later.
Basically, he, Harvey did his coin flip like no one could stop him because
Yeah.
Batman wasn't there.
Right.
And Batman gets there at the aftermath, and Gordon's son, he died. He got shot, And then you have, Gordon on his knees and also, Barbara crying and, all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
And then, basically, it transitions into Gordon, putting his hate and, because, Two-Face... He got away because he had the gun,
Right.
So he's gone. in
So
the wind.
Batman literally got there in the aftermath.
Yes, aftermath.
Son's dead, no chance of
Exactly,
reviving,
they're
and
all
Harvey's
gone.
gone.
Yes, Harvey's gone. Two-Face is gone.
Dang.
And then that anger for Two-Face translates into the conversation that they have with Batman and Gordon. How he's like, "You weren't here to save my family or any of that. I never should have trusted you." Yada yada yada.
I'm gonna hunt after you.
And I'm going to hunt after you, but not in a way. Here's the thing. Hunting after them, they kind of do that and that, but Gordon is not doing it because he hates him. He's doing it because he has to,
Right.
But
well,
this, it's
yeah.
actually like an actual hatred.
oh my
You're
gosh,
And here's the thing.
I see now.
Dang.
Gordon becomes what he is
Commissioner?
in the comics. Commissioner, yeah. He's the commissioner. So he has his whole police force.
I mean, he's a commissioner in this. He gets promoted.
He gets promoted, but he's the commissioner now. So basically, he gets the whole police force to literally, relentlessly hunt after Batman and truthfully do it. Like, he puts his own time into it as well.
Dang.
And this segues. This is where it gets really weird.
Okay.
Not really weird, but it changes it.
Okay.
No
Okay.
League of Assassins, no Bane. There's none of that. Okay.
All right.
This is crazy. I'm
You're like,
going in.
New
but,
movie.
but new movie, yes. But that's what an alternate ending is, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know it's changing the third movie too, but I thought it was
It's okay.
just the coolest
Just keep-
segue
yeah.
into this.
Go for it.
So then, the whole story of the next movie
Mm-hmm.
is having like Harvey and the police force and all of that, like literally on him at all times, you know. And he gets to the point where I wouldn't say he's depressed, but he's like, I just can't. You know, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I can't help people. You know, and
Yeah.
then that's when the main villain would be Two-Face. It would kind of be how like Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul were like Scarecrow was kind of like the villain off to the side.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
how like Gordon and the police force would be. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
basically, because I feel like Harvey Dent, he wasn't in like. I don't feel like he had so much to give as Two-Face.
Sure.
And he had like, I know he had to do it to show that like the Joker won.
Right.
But in a way, I feel like it's almost worse because like Joker's like experiment is still out there. You know what I mean? And he's still meaning Two-Face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be so. I don't know the finer details of how that would go into a third movie, but to have that would be so cool, and to like, it'd be so much more hatred. Because
Yeah.
you know, it's like Harvey
It would
Dent
be a
hates.
Yeah, it would
Batman.
be a totally different tone. For,
Yeah,
for the
it would be a
next
very
movies.
hateful movie.
Yeah.
Like there would be a lot of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd
I'm
watch
kind of
it still.
rambling at this point.
Absolutely.
I was way better at the start, but you kind of get
No,
what I'm saying.
100%. Yeah.
Like I would have loved to
that's
see
cool.
that.
Can I tie into that one?
Yes, go for it.
That made me think of Salty Cows thing.
Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugo Strange as mayor will fund Gordon and Harvey. And that's where the army comes from. Bane as their leader.
Dude, and Bane's not part of the League
Full
of
circle.
Assassins. It's literally just he's a mercenary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like League of Assassins is gone.
Yeah.
Let's just cut the League of Assassins out of this.
Right.
But it's literally Bane is like just a ruthless mercenary who was trained by like the League of Assassins.
I mean,
So,
that's
like,
kind of
he-
what he is.
It's kind of what he
except
is.
he's not
He was
trained.
exiled.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Right.
But like, it's just how it was like someone Ra's al Ghul never talked about, which is kind of what he did in the third movie anyway. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like it's kind of like an Arkham Knight situation with like Batman Arkham Knight, where you had a super trained mercenary in Arkham Knight leading Scarecrow's forces.
Yeah.
It'd kind of be the same way with like, Bane
With
leading
Bane.
Doctor Strange's, or not Doctor Strange, I said Doctor Strange.
Close, Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange. Yeah.
Hugo Strange, like leading his arm. That would be so cool.
That would be.
I would be so down for that, bro.
That would be
Like,
awesome.
oh,
Man, we could talk about that for so long.
We could
but
talk about
we're-
this
We're
for-
running out of time.
what you got? I feel like you wanted to add
it was,
something, Brandon.
It was small, but like I'm imagining, Bane as the leader, he kind of has a change of heart and like sees what's really going on,
Okay.
and he turns against the army and Hugo Strange, and it kind of ends on like a cliffhanger for like a kind of like an Endgame thing where it's like the part 2 of the last movie, and it ends with both of them back to back about to take on the army, both of like Bane and Batman by themselves.
Dude.
Like that scene where they're
It-
fighting each other in the
Yes.
around, except
But they're back to
on-
back, like facing each other. But and it ends.
That's awesome.
It ends when Bane turns to him and says, "Are you ready, my brother?"
Dude,
It ends right there, and it goes into the next movie.
bro, that makes me like wanna.
I'm such a nerd. Oh my gosh.
Amazing. That's amazing, dude.
I would love that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
I
these are
wish we had
good.
gotten that.
We can continue.
I
now.
love the
But
movie
yeah.
that we got, but still,
right.
that would be so awesome.
Oh man.
We should just direct a Batman movie.
Let's do it.
Now, where are we gonna find the $150 million to fund one of those types of things? Just
no.
dipping in my savings a little bit. There you go.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Yo, these stimulus checks really be helping with this.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to leave an alternate ending, go to Patreon or go to Instagram, and feel free to leave those if you want. All right. What's the next movie? Who could ever know?
Yeah, I've
The Matrix.
It's Batman.
the third one.
The third Matrix. Is that what you're saying?
I don't even know the name of the third Matrix. That's how like
I don't
horrible
think
that
anybody
movie
does.
I know the Matrix Reloaded and then the
Revolution.
Matrix Revolution.
I
No
feel
one,
like that's a
no
movie.
one likes that movie.
No, that movie.
I
I haven't
mean-
seen it. I refuse to watch it because I've heard it ruins the whole series, and I love that movie. So
You're
But
just
we're
like-
not here talking about the Matrix.
right, no,
We're
no.
here talking
It's
about-
Dark Knight Rises. That's what we're watching.
Yes. We're
Watching The Dark Knight Rises.
Anyway, oh, I forgot. We're watching The Dark Knight Rises. Drop the beat. I'm Bane. Yes, that's my name. You hear the name Bane, I guarantee you the pain. I'm coming after you, Bruce Wayne. I'm stronger, smarter, clinically insane. I'm Bane. That's my name. Bruce Wayne and the Batman are totally the same. I broke his back on a combat spark. Then I cracked my 28 crook champagne. Who likes hip hop?
Bars.
Bars.
Bars!
You know what I said? Bars.
You know, I thought that's kind of tough.
That's kind of tough.
Oh man, that's yeah. That's I didn't make that up. That was a YouTube video that I saw. But
We're not that
it's so
creative,
good.
guys,
It's
okay?
so funny. I had to share. All right, yeah. So thanks for listening. Be sure to check out my website contenthook.org for more podcast info. There's links to merch and stuff on there too, which I'm wearing one right now. So be sure to copy one of these.
Hey.
Clean.
Yeah. And then, yeah, there's other stuff that I do on there. So, like, I make, travel videos on YouTube, and all the links in that is on that website. So be sure to check that out. All right. So, if you guys could rate this movie 1 out of 100 nickels for your grandma,
Okay. Good.
I like that.
how many would it be?
This would be, honestly, seeing it again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 98 nickels for your grandma.
98 nickels
98 nickels for your grandma.
That's a lot of nickels.
That's a lot of nickels.
I don't even
That's
want
a
to know
lot
how
of
much
change. That's a
money.
lot of money. I'm not doing the math,
No.
but that's a lot of nickels. And honestly, yeah, I love it. I love this movie.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises is my topic because that's always been my favorite, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
So,
All right. What about you, Brandon?
I'm gonna have to keep it lower.
Okay.
Not like Batman Begins low, but
Right. That one was like 73, right? I think that's what your number was.
yeah, I'm keeping this at an 89.
Okay.
I could make a bigger argument for that about the third movie,
Mm-hmm.
but that's next episode.
that's next episode. True.
It is. It is.
What about you?
I love this movie. This
Mhm.
is probably the most watched Batman movie I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like I've watched this one the most out
Yeah.
of all of them, and that's including like previous Batman, new Batman, like all of them. Plus, I love the Joker. Again, I've said this before, but the Joker is my favorite villain out of all superhero, like DC, Marvel, any of it. Like favorite villain.
Yeah.
So, you said 98. I think I put 80-something for my Batman Begins one.
Mhm.
So, I'm going to agree with you in saying that 98 is the number that I'll give it.
Okay.
Except I'll give it a 98.5.
Okay.
But I doubt Dark Knight Rises is going to pass that number. So, we'll see. But I think 98.5 is a good number to have for this movie because of how much I love it and how great it is. I mean, acting's amazing. The cinematography is amazing. Watching it in 4K adds like 10 times the experience.
Exactly.
It's so good. If you take nothing else from this podcast, get a 4K Blu-ray player or something, because if you love movies, which we all do, 4K makes the experience way better, way better.
Next
So
time you
I
have
highly recommend that.
$1,200 laying
And
around.
a 4K TV. I forgot to mention.
Yeah. Next time you have $1,200 laying around, just go out and get yourself a 4K TV. People have all the
I
money
mean, I got
nowadays.
mine for like $200 on Black Friday, so just wait for Black Friday and get one.
That's true.
But anyway, all right. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and hit the bell for future future episodes. And be sure to share this podcast too.
Please.
That way we can get more people to
I'm
listen
going hungry.
to it. So Ethan can get a
I can get a
Cliff
$5
Bar.
hot and ready from Little Caesars.
Not sponsored.
They're not sponsored.
never
But
will
if they
be.
want to sponsor us, that's okay. I'll
Yep.
take free pizza.
Old Caesars in Arizona.
Arizona
Ooh,
sweet
yeah,
tea.
that's a meal right
The
there.
tradition.
Oh god, one bigger step to diabetes.
Yep.
Great.
Anyway, all right. Thank you guys. And we will see you not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
All right, see ya.
Love it.
Let me you get up so quickly.
Henry! Alright, time to go. Could you please just give me a minute?